Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I made a whole 25-minute video on the Lakers. A few things that were on my mind in regards to Bruce Brown and all of that, and I decided to delete that video because I had mistaken some things and was sitting there in dead space trying to figure out a few names that I'd forgotten. So I went and did a little homework, and brought back the thoughts once again. So more or less, I'm hearing the Lakers could potentially be in a conversation right now with the Toronto Raptors for Bruce Brown. And I hear that the New York Knicks are probably our main source of competition in that regard. But the thing about the Knicks, in my humble opinion, is that they don't really need another guard. They have Dante DiVincenzo, they have Josh Hart, and they got a couple other guys at that shooting guard position as well. So it's like, for me, unless they plan on moving a few of those guys, with OG Anunoby in place and Jalen Brunson in place, it's not a whole lot of room for guards to be anything other than shooting guards, given the fact that their coach is going to usually use most of his starters most of the game, every game. He doesn't go to his bench. He's notorious for that. So I just wonder what the Knicks are interested in doing in regards to Bruce Brown, just further pushing those guys further down the depth chart, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So I think that the Lakers have a good shot at getting Bruce Brown. If that is what we're doing, my hope is that we are not giving up D'Lo and Rui in that deal unless we're taking back significantly more than just Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown being at $22 million, in my humble opinion, is a fantastic role player, but I don't think of him as like somebody who's going to go up to star level. So I'm very, very hesitant to give up a great package to receive him, especially since he's at $22 million for the next 2 years, or rather this year and next year. So I just think giving away a first round pick for an expiring contract that's overpriced, or giving away Rui and D'Lo, it's probably not the way I want to go for Bruce Brown, even though I know the field sees him as a higher level player than that. And in the right situation, he could really be better than that. But for us, I don't know if he's somebody I want to do that for. Now, if you're just bringing him in for like Taurean Prince and Gabe Vincent and a couple second rounders, then that's great. But I don't want to send D'Lo out in a deal like that. I'd much rather save D'Lo for a different deal or hold on to him outright. I actually think Bruce Brown's piece makes a lot more sense if D'Lo's on the team next to him. So that is something. And then since making the video, I saw some stuff. D'Lo's post-game presser, a little bit of that, and he looked like he was distraught. Rui looks like he's distraught. Those guys look like they're about to get traded. Like they already got the notification or something that the move is almost imminent. That's how they behaved after this game. It was like somebody had kicked their dog or something, that kind of thing. So I'm just curious to see what's going on, because if you look at those two players, they're the two that's been on the block. And the way their behavior and their body language was tonight, you just automatically think, yo, something's up. Something's really up. Rui looked like he's not hiding it very well, and D'Lo either. D'Lo damn near was crying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling y'all that I think a trade could be either imminent, or they've notified those guys that they're trying to move them, like actively trying to move them and are close. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Woj bomb in regards to those two players at all. Would not be surprised. Taurean Prince too, given the fact that he missed this game and ain't missed no games at all up until this point since the preseason. Him not being out there in street clothes just makes me wonder if they trying to reserve to him as well to make sure he don't get hurt, because they about to add him, excuse me, in the $7 million of expiring contract to some type of trade. Just my speculation, nothing that I've heard rumored, but yeah, man, their body language was really telling tonight, man. D'Lo and Rui specifically, they look like they about to be traded for real. And so we'll see what happens there. The Lakers do have a game between the Chicago game and the one we just played. I misspoke, or just flat out had the wrong information. I was listening to the Laker announcers talk about the next game they were going to be announcing, because the Clipper game is technically a road game, so I guess they're not going to be doing that game or something like that. So they announced the Chicago game is the next game we're going to be playing, and I ran with that information instead of checking the calendar myself. We do play the Clippers on Tuesday, so I'll definitely be ready for that, and so will our team, hopefully. So yeah, all that stuff I said in the reaction video about us playing Chicago next, just disregard all of that, because we play the Clippers on Tuesday. So yeah, man, that's really what it is. Those are all of my points. It took me 25 minutes to make all the points that I just made in the last 5, to be honest with you. That's really all I was really saying in that video, is just talking about Bruce Brown and just my idea of him being a role player rather than a star. And even though he can help a team, I don't think you should be giving away a package that should be getting a star for him, especially at that price. So that's my thing about Brucey B. I like Brucey B. I think he could be a help to this team, especially if we don't lose no key pieces. But Rui and D'Lo are not going to Toronto, if I got something to say about it. Not in a deal that brings him back. Nah, that's not happening. I'm giving them Vincent. I'm giving them second rounders. I'm giving them Gabe's expiring contract. I don't even think I want to send Jalen Hood-Schifino out in that deal. I honestly don't. And I talked a lot about how I feel giving up Jalen Hood-Schifino could be a mistake because I don't know what he is yet. For all I know, he's going to turn into something a couple years from now. We'll regret this, trying to, bring ourselves a high-level role player, sending out something that was just 6 months ago a first-round pick. And first-round picks are valuable in this league, man. 17th overall pick could really get you something before you draft it. We drafted someone that we couldn't really use right away, and now it's worth a third of that. And I just don't want to trade it at that price. That's my thing with Jalen Hood-Schifino. I would much rather play his value up and then maybe move him a year from now if I'm intent on moving him, but not just to complete this deal because we don't have nothing else. I mean, that's just I don't know. I'm not going to say it's a poor use of your assets, because it doesn't have to necessarily be a poor use of assets. But it is rather presumptuous that you're going to be okay with that later on. And I'm not certain. I will be. I'm not certain. Excuse me. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to say, man. I'm just not really certain what to do with the Lakers, but I definitely know that D'Lo and Rui's body language tells me that the Lakers about to do something with themselves. They about to trade some people. Some guys are going to be saying they last hurrahs here in LA. This might have been the last game for some dudes, or, they really, the fire is really put to their feet in regards to them expecting to be moved. That's what their body language is telling us. And so, good luck to them dudes if that's what it's going to be, man. I love what I saw from D'Lo tonight. I thought he really made us feel great about him as a Laker. Just like he did the last time before we traded him. We showcased him quite a bit. And he really shined in that situation. I think he's going to shine where he goes, especially if he gets into the right situation. But it's just whether or not he's going to show up in big moments, playoffs, health-wise, consistency. Too many question marks for him to be in a win-now situation with AD and Bron timeline being like immediately. So, and then the rest of the team not being able to make up for what it is that they need him to be, which is a star. So that's kind of the problem. It's not necessarily him. He's who he is. It's what we need him to be versus what it is we can afford him not to be. And that, I think, is the equation that the Lakers are trying to figure out with D'Lo. And so with him having the ability to opt out and just leave the Lakers outright, we want to get something for him. And so with the deficiencies that we have as a roster, it just makes all the sense in the world to move him. And so I expect him to be moved one way or another, but question is in what deal and to where. And so obviously whether or not he'll be happy with that is not our problem per se, but it is something you consider when you're looking at his body language tonight. They're gonna move him to Detroit or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where is he gonna end up? He doesn't look like he's gonna be happy going anywhere, if that's what it is we're looking into. But nobody's confirming nothing, so we don't know. But the Lakers played a great game tonight. He definitely played well, so I hope we are taking that into account as we're pricing him, however we are. So, yeah, man, that was really the gist of what I wanted to say, man. Clipper game is going to be something to not look over, obviously. I just did not look at the schedule myself, but I didn't want anybody to think that I'm looking over the Clippers in any way, because that's just stupid. that's the worst way to go about this. So yeah, man. We'll see if the Lakers land Brucey B, and hopefully we'll do something that doesn't make it so that Masai Ujiri fleeces us, because that would be the defeating our entire purpose, man. And so Gabe Vincent, 2nd round picks, Taurean Prince, expiring contract. If that ain't the deal, I'm not happy. You know, that's what it comes down to. Don't give away none of my main pieces. Don't give away my Jalen Hood-Schifino piece. No 29 first-round pick. None of that for a role player like Brucey B. Brucey B's a good role player, a very good role player, but damn it, he's still a role player. Just because the Pacers overpaid him does not mean we have to continue to value him in an inflated way. Absolutely not. I'll let the rest of the league do that. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say, man. Just want to come here and get all of those points out, condense it into a much smaller video, figure out some of them names I had forgotten, and ultimately finally now get some sleep, because I've been tired. I was telling you I was tired in that video, but I wanted to get that out, and I did. So I appreciate everybody for watching BDF 44. I thank you all for watching, and I'm out.